Hello everybody, this is the Lighthouse Hall of Fame film from North American server. It's Dark Ninja. This time it is AMX ELC BIS. We're in Siegfried line standard mode, south spawn. No artillery in this game. 2 scouts on the enemy team and 2 scouts on his, plus a Crusader platoon. 5 TDs on the enemy team, 5 heavies, and 3 mediums, and his team has 5 heavies, 2 TDs, 4 mediums. Overall, pretty even matchup. They have those 2 Crusaders. That's kind of, I don't know. Seems like it makes his team a little bit bigger, but I guess battle strengths of the upper tanks compensate for it. Get a choice right now. Do you guard the 0 line? Do you run over and go to the field? And it looks like he's headed more toward the middle of the map. He does have a light over there in the 0 line. It looks like the Crusader platoon's going there. I don't know what they're going to stop though. Now the 1375's headed up that way. That's cool. And the J Panther's going to back him up, so it looks like the east is fairly well covered. And he picks out a bush where he can try to snipe into the center of town, shooting down the alleyways. With his heavies advancing into town, he may not get too many shots where he's at right now. And he's waiting for somebody to appear down that corridor. But I don't know. Well, here comes the Panther, brave enough to come down there right in against the IS-3. I think he realizes, oops, I probably shouldn't have done that, and bails out to the left. And for the moment, he's content just to sit here and take the opportunity fire that he's getting. Panther's coming back into view. The Allied force in town's getting knocked around pretty good. They're about to get overrun. Mediums aren't really paying attention to it, it doesn't look like. So he waits for that J Panther light back up again and then kills him, but now there's going to be an issue soon because this is a 4-on-1 face-to-face, although he's sniping into the mix here. That Allied tank had no way of surviving very long. They're behind by 5 tanks. He's finally spotted, so he just backs down over the hill a little bit, gets out of line of sight. He'll get concealment back and pull up and shoot again. He's pounding out consistent damage. However, there's not a lot of tanks left to fight the enemy, just 5 of them. And they're all way out in the field. If more than one person caps, or if anybody caps, he's going to have to go back there and take them on by himself. And he's in a tank that's not really ideally suited towards going on one versus 2 pretty much out in the open, because there's no way he can break up cap unless he exposes himself. So he's using the concrete bunker to put himself in a haul down position, presenting a very small target for that bulldog to try to hit, although he does there. He really needs a couple mediums to come back and help him, and right now they don't seem to show any sign of caring. Gets the Hellcat. Here comes the KV-5. He's going to have to get in close to him. Run in close and then do his little circle dance. But you don't want to get rammed by that big old dude. Only 18 seconds left to break up cap as well. Things aren't going good right now. He can't kill this guy in 18 seconds. He can work him for some more damage though. If you know you're going to lose, then and you know there's absolutely no way to prevent a loss, then try to rack up as many kills and damage and credits as you can get, because hey, you deserve it. If you're going to go down swinging, and the more damage you get, the more kills you get, the better XP you get, the better crew training you get, the better credits you get, and it's a good deal. You can turn a loss into at least a rather empty victory, but one that pays you well in the garage. This was a problematic fight from about a third of the way in on, because they were getting stomped in town. All their mediums were out in this area and they never reacted. You can see right at the end of the fight the T-34 finally started to come back, but he was very slow in the draw and he didn't get back in time to help out. Had these mediums out here been more responsive to what was going on the mini map, they probably could have won this fight, because they lost due to capping, and because Dark Ninja was being tied up by the KV-5. If he just would have tried to turn and run for it, the guy would have taken him out. So he didn't have a choice but to get in close and do what he was doing with the KV-5 at the end. And it was smart play by the KV-5, because it occupied Dark Ninja and prevented him from getting to cap to try to reset him. Unfortunately, none of the mediums seemed to care that they were capping. They didn't care earlier, certainly, when the town force fell apart and they just sat out in the field all trying to gangbang one guy. Some of them should have reacted to town, and they probably could have very easily won this fight. But that's something you're run into from time to time. Probably every other fight. You get people that just don't understand how to look at the minimap and read what it's telling them to do. Either they never figure out what's going on, or they figured out and also think, hey, somebody else is closer, they'll go do it, I don't need to go. And that's a deadly mistake in public battles where there's nobody on TeamSpeak or anything telling everybody what to do. It's out, everybody's on their own to figure out what needs to be done. And so many times people get so caught up on that little individual battle they're in, they forget to pay attention to the minimap. And so things like this happen where they could have easily gone and reset. The mediums had the speed to get there, but they just didn't ever do it. And as a scout, when you're tied up by KV5, it's like you just have to sit there kind of helplessly and watch it happen and just resign yourself to the fact that the only benefit you're going to get from the fight is trying to pump more damage out of the KV5, because there's no way for you to get back and reset yourself unless you want to die. So sometimes you just got to roll with the punches and try to make orange juice out of the, I guess I should say lemonade out of the lemons, because his team definitely dealt him a lemon on this one. They refused to react to the minimap, and it ended up costing him a loss. Still gets in the Hall of Fame. He ends up on this one with 3,484 damage and 2 kills, 19 of 24 shooting, that's 79%, 1,777 spotting damage, no spots, lost 14,974 credits, earned 2,681 XP, survived the fight, got a high caliber, and a fire for effect mini medal, and that gives him a battle score of 2,716, which puts him in 13th place on the pretty hotly contested AMX ELC BIS list. And what can you say about that? That's one of those deals where it's like, you know what needs to be done, but everybody else seems to not be aware of what's going on. And you just try to make the best of it and move on to the next battle, and hopefully you have a better team. From Siegfried line, Dark Ninja and his AMX ELC not being able to reset because the KV5 kept him tied up and none of the mediums watched the minimap. Always watch your minimap. Happy hunting.